Have you ever felt like your mind is just a whirlwind of self-criticism and second-guessing that leaves you feeling completely exhausted? Well, if that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. We're going to dive into what that feeling is all about, that mental drain that comes from living too much inside your own head.
You know that feeling? You finish a totally normal conversation, maybe with a coworker or a friend, and you just feel wiped. Not tired from hiking a mountain, but mentally drained, like your brain just ran a whole marathon. It's a weirdly common experience.
And guess what? That feeling isn't just some random thing you experience. It's a real, recognized phenomenon. And just knowing what it's called, giving it a name, is the very first step toward getting a handle on it. So let's give this process a name we can all relate to. Think of it as your inner supervisor. It's that little voice in your head that's always on, always watching, critiquing every single thing you do and say. And you know, it means well, but boy, can it be a demanding boss. Okay, so here's the official kind of sciencey term for what that inner supervisor is up to: hypervigilant self-regulation. I know, it's a mouthful, but let's break it down. Hypervigilant just means you're on super high alert, and self-regulation is just you managing yourself. Put them together and you get this state of constantly, intensely monitoring everything you do. It's basically a full-time job your brain is doing that you never get to clock out from. So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, it's replaying that one slightly awkward comment you made over and over again. It's worrying if you're making the right amount of eye contact. It's rewriting a simple email 10 times before you finally hit send. Every single one of these things is your inner supervisor on the job, and each one takes a little bit of juice from your mental battery. But wait a minute, isn't being self-aware a good thing? And yes, absolutely. Which is why it's so important to know the difference between healthy self-awareness and that draining, over-monitoring thing we're talking about. They are worlds apart. So let's look at the difference. Over on the left, you've got healthy self-awareness. That's when you kind of gently reflect on something after it happened, to learn from it. It actually builds you up. But then you have over-monitoring on the right. That's a constant live stream critique happening in the moment, and all it does is drain your energy and make you feel anxious. And that energy drain, it has very real consequences. You can see it right here. That biggest piece of the pie is cognitive fatigue. That's just the feeling of your brain being totally fried. And from there, it's kind of a domino effect into everything else you see. Feeling irritable, wanting to withdraw from people, and it all starts with that overactive inner supervisor. Now, it's really easy to hear all this and think this inner supervisor is the villain of the story. But what if we looked at it a different way? What if this isn't some flaw in your programming? What if it's actually a built-in feature of your brain, one that's just been stuck in overdrive for way too long? This right here, this is the absolute key to understanding all of this. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. You are not overthinking for no reason. Your mind isn't trying to make your life harder. It's actually trying to protect you. That's the secret motivation behind all this madness. Your inner supervisor is desperately trying to make sure you say the right thing, that you fit in, that you don't make a fool of yourself. It's a survival instinct, really. The goal is to keep you safe, even if the result is total exhaustion. So why does reframing it this way matter so much? Because when you understand this whole process comes from a place of protection, not a place of brokenness, everything changes. You can start to treat this part of yourself with a little compassion instead of just frustration. And here is the big takeaway. Even the most loyal, hardworking bodyguard can't be on duty 24/7. They need a break. This protective part of your mind is exactly the same. It needs downtime. Just recognizing how hard it's been working for you is the first step to finally giving it a much-needed rest. So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Instead of battling with that inner supervisor, what's one way you can just thank it for its service and then gently tell it to take 5? What's one small thing you could do today to let that part of your brain clock out, even for just a little while?